He started off his rugby in the Western Cape, having studied in Stellenbosch and having gone to the Paul Ruas Gymnasium. So he started off his rugby with the Stormers in Western Province. That was all of 17 years ago. So I mean, the man is 38 years of age now, as I mentioned earlier on in the heads, that he was the oldest rugby player at the World Cup, and of course the senior citizen in the Springbok squad. And he was given that honour of captaining the side against Namibia in one of our pool matches, scoring a try even in that game. But he wasn't really somebody that featured quite a lot in our World Cup squad. He does have the medal, which, if you were to speak to his grandkids about it in a couple of years, nobody can tell him that he didn't feature as much as someone like Nambi or Malcolm Marx. But he's someone that's spent a lot of his career, especially from club-wise, playing in Saracens in England. He's played well over 200 matches for Saracens. He did feature for the Lions as well at some point, but he is somebody that's usually played most of his time in England. And he did retire sometime last year, but he was sort of encouraged to come back because, as somebody who does have the experience, especially up in the Northern Hemisphere, he is somebody that could impart some of that experience on the guys that haven't really played World Cup rugby. But he did feature, this is the second World Cup that he's featured in. He did play for the Springboks in 2015. So he's somebody who's really, had the mileage in his rugby career and has had a successful career. Something that he can be really proud of. And now he's capped it off with a rugby championship medal and a World Cup medal.
In his old age, yeah, as you would say. So, who would replace him? Who would be the ideal person? Does the team have anyone in mind?
Honestly, the guys that really have featured the most for the Boks in this World Cup and have featured the most for the Boks over the year 2019 and under Rassie Erasmus, it's Nambi, who actually really did take over from Malcolm Marx. Malcolm Marx was the #1 hooker at the time for, under Rassie Erasmus that is, but Nambi has really just come through, which was someone that Schalk Brits actually played in the same franchise with, not necessarily but played in the same franchise as Nambi. So I think in that hooker position, South Africa is really covered. Actually, just in the front row in general, because he is Schalk Brits, the next front rower to be leaving the Springbok setup. So I think whoever the coach is going to be taking over from Rassie Erasmus, he'll definitely be happy to know that that's one department that South Africa knows how to really bring in the proper talent, because that is actually where we won our World Cup, in that front row.
Okay, so you reckon 38 is it? He's not going to come back from retirement now? You can't, not at the age of 38.
I don't think the man has enough gas in the tank this time around to come back. If anything, though, he still has the brains and he still has the exuberance and the energy. That is one of the things that have actually made him famous in this very Rugby World Cup. That's made him, have a lot of fans outside of South Africa fall in love with him at this World Cup, is that he really has that energy that a lot of rugby players aren't known for. So it would actually be nice to see him get into the coaching structures in South African rugby, even if it isn't at Springbok level, but at junior level. He is somebody that South African rugby cannot afford to lose, at least not to European franchises. So I'd still like to see him, even if it's not on the field anymore, but see him in South African coaching structures.
Okay, the young Morena Matupi there with the latest. He'll be back in an hour or so, an hour older later with the rest of his sport.